Hello and welcome to Restore 2023. Thank you for joining us today in our daily videos. This is an opportunity for us to be reading together God's words, a challenging but very beneficiary exercise as we read from familiar books of the Bible, unfamiliar ones, easy to read ones and understand ones, as well as challenging ones like the book of Jeremiah. I wanted to encourage you today to press on. Although today's chapters 41 and 42 are marked with violence, with intrigue, yet with God's clear provision of his plan for the small remnant of people in Judah. Violence seems to be the language, the norm for the people of Judah. Gedaliah didn't pay attention to Johanan's news. And unfortunately, Ishmael accomplished his plans by killing Gedaliah after showing him hospitality at Mizpah, together with the Judeans as well as the Chaldean soldiers who happened to be there. The carnage continued as the mourners that came at Mizpah 2 days later are killed as well, and they're casted into a cistern. Apart from 10 men who negotiate their way with promising wheat, barley, oil, and honey. But Ishmael carries away the captives and all the people who were in Mizpah, the king's daughters and all the peoples who remain in Mizpah, whom Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, had committed to Gedaliah, the son of Ahikam. So Ishmael, the son of Nethaniah, carried them away captive and departed to go over to the Ammonites. This is what the scripture says. So what they've got here is suddenly a quick replacement of somebody who happens to be a good governor now is replaced by this extremist. And both Jeremiah and Baruch would be among the captives. And they're grieving the loss of Gedaliah. But actually it is when the people are with Ishmael that they say Johanan, the son of Kareah, and all the captains of the forces, verse 13, and they're glad. So in verse 14 we read of chapter 41 that they turn around and they come back and they went and joined Johanan. So Ishmael is outnumbered and his only option was to flee. So the scriptures tell us that he goes to the Ammonites with another group of people. So this now group of people that have joined Johanan, they go towards Egypt, but they settle in Bethlehem for a time being because they were afraid of the Chaldeans. They were afraid that they would take revenge on anyone that they could find who's been associated with Ishmael, because again, he killed Gedaliah. And it is at this point where they approach the prophet to pray, Jeremiah in this instance, and ask God for directions. Please let our petitions be acceptable to you and pray to the Lord your God for us. For all this remnant, that the Lord your God may show us the way in which we should walk and the thing that we should do. I mean, notice that they said, the Lord your God. Once again, we see Jeremiah's heart and commitment to his prophetic ministry. He has embraced, once again, these unworthy people with a pledge to pray and tell them the truth without withholding anything from them. I mean, feel the immense steadiness and consistency of this prophet, always committed to impart the full counsel of God's words. No matter what the circumstances, no matter who his petitioners, it's just that he wants to tell them, to share with them. So whether he doubted their sincerity or not, he is staying on track with his mission, with his calling, and with that long haul of consistent obedience. If only it was the same kind of obedient heart posture for the remnant of Judah. Jeremiah called it like it was. He calls them hypocrites in their hearts because they've just sent him to the Lord, and actually he's just saying, now you're not listening, so have it your way. I mean, it must have been terrible to be surrounded by the wreckage, but it must have been also heartbreaking for the prophet to see very clear what the Lord has said to them, to impart that information, and to see once again how this group of people had not learned their lesson to obey God and to stay on track with what he said. And I just hope that these lessons that we're seeing from this people of God are true for us as a church, are true for us as God's people, that we can learn that it is so important, so vital, that we stay true to our obedience to Christ. We stay true to our calling to be his people, no matter how hard it is. And I hope this encourages you today to remain true, to remain obedient, and to continue to honor God with all your life. God bless you, and join us tomorrow for chapters 43 and 44 of Jeremiah.